comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Double L, I said so, I keep the bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful, and I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up off all of your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, no subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a slow job, not the type be in the tank, but in that rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. We think he got her when he know he's off his butter. He ain't never been a fighter. You can go and ask his mother. I'm a lover and a fighter, producer and a writer. Give your girl a quick fix and give your man a knife.
Live.
Welcome along, everyone. It is going to be a full-on busy week. This is a Kokpit Media special as we count down to next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. It is the Enzed Superstock Teams Championship for 2023. Normally, I'm hosting a Wednesday night within the Kokpit with Kinza, but we're going to make it a Kokpit Media special. And my man, who was on the mic last night with the live stream of our online racing, Bump and Run with Craig Booker, joins me for the first of a busy week. 5 days we're on from 7 to 8:30. Welcome, Craig. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, I'm excited to be here, mate. It is a busy week for us, and mate, I'm so sorry I talk to these guys and just this. We've got to build up to this teams champs. I mean, this year is going to be special for a few reasons. 2 teams are back, which is awesome, and of course, it's we're moving on from last year, you know. So I think it's a special year, and I think it's going to be bigger than it ever has and better than it ever has, mate. I think Bruce and the team there are going to do a fantastic job, and I just can't wait, mate. I'm so excited for it. After the 240 weekend we just had, I'm pumped. I am ready, mate. Absolutely ready.
Oh, hard out. And everyone's much sitting there wondering why we're doing it a couple of weeks prior to teams. Why we do it for this week is because we want to give next week the drivers and their crews the opportunities to make sure that their machinery is 110% ready to go for Palmy teams. That is the reason why we don't touch anything around the drivers or any teams or any information around that week building up to the big event down there in Palmerston. Hence the reason why we do it a couple of weeks prior. So that's why we're going to catch up with drivers from, of course, tonight, the Waikato Superstock team, the Wanderers, and also defending champs. So we're going to catch up with the Rotorua Rebels over the next few days. So this is what you can look forward to. The Bay Park Busters tomorrow at 7. The Manawatu Mustangs, they'll be joining us at 7:30, 8 o'clock, the Auckland All-Stars. Wednesday, we'll catch up 7 o'clock with the Hawkeyes. Wellington Wildcats at 7:30. The Suck It Up Glen Eagles will join us at around 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Then, of course, on Thursday, we have the Kings, Kiki Kings, and the other team that's back as well. We're going to catch up with the British Lions on Thursday. Then the Panthers will wrap up Thursday's show. And the last day of our build-up is the Gisborne Giants on Friday at 7. Stratford Scrappers, followed by the Wanganui Warriors. That's your 14 teams. What an exciting week it's going to be. It is going to be a massive week. But over the last few week, so it gets maybe a month, we caught up with the Slater boys from Pollock Cranes. We had Thomas on with us, and he's giving everyone out there the opportunity through an auction that's scheduled for the 22nd of February. Going to hand it over to my friend Craig, who's going to give you all the information, what we've got up for grabs to date, because this is only going to grow.
Yeah, now what's great is that we were on with them and they started this up, and now other people have jumped on board and are adding to these auctions. So there's going to be 2 of these packs I'm about to call out so far. So each auction will be done. The first auction is going to go to Ghost Slideways family, and the second auction is going to go to Cancer Society. So 2 great causes. So first off, we have 2 Pollux shirts, 2 Pollux hats, a $100 food voucher, a family pass to both nights of the Enzed Superstocks. Then Red said, hey, that's awesome. I'm going to put in there 2 Supers shirts and hoodies, New Zealand Supers shirts and hoodies. Then Peter Rees said, hey, I don't want to miss out. I'm going to join him in this auction and give you guys some Gisborne Giants shirts and hoodies. Then we were sitting with Jacob Baker on Saturday night, Kins, and he was loving the show, and he said, hey, on behalf of the Panthers and Mustangs, he's going to put up some Panthers shirts and hoodies and some Mustang shirts and hoodies. Then we were talking to Frankie Wayman Jr., and he said, well, I'm going to chuck in some British Lions gear. So that's awesome. And I was talking to someone today of another team, and they're talking to their powers that be, and they reckon they're going to add to it. Pops, Mowers and Chainsaws that we had sponsoring our series, he spoke to me today, said, I want to talk to you about that too. So they might be adding there too. So people are getting behind this for these 2 great causes. And on the 22nd of February, we are going to do 2 live auctions. You can bid. We've had people already telling us they want to bid, mate, and putting bids in, you know. Yeah. So this is awesome. So we just thought we'd get that out there and let everyone know. Myself and Reno are on the big screen and across the stream on Saturday night to tell everyone about it if you missed it. But this is awesome. I'm so happy about this cause. You know, with everything that's happening in the last week or so, we had the 240s, we've got this cause going, the team's coming up, mate. I mean, how good is Speedway and the Speedway family creating what's going on this year? We had COVID last year, we had Weber try to stop us, but, mate, everyone's just pushing through it and carrying on, aren't they?
What you've said, mate, is the key to it. It's a family thing, and that's what's so good about it. Everyone's given in their generosity from their team's apparel and just reached right out. And like you say, it's for 2 good causes. I just want to say good evening to Corbin, who's joined on, Dylan Ashton as well. Cody's jumped in, Steve McDonald. Good to catch you, Steve. Richard and Trudy Aldridge always on board. Troy Rusco. Kylie's joined in as well. Margaret, Daniel's there. Also, Thomas Latter's just joined in as well, and Carl Carpendale, mate. So all of you who are watching at the moment, thank you. We better get right into this.
Yes, let's bring in Shane and Bruce, and talk to them, I think, is time. So there's Shane and there's Bruce. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Very good.
Hey, Bruce, you heard the intro there, mate. You know, it's bigger than Texas with 14 teams coming to town in a couple of weeks. I know that you'll be busy behind the scenes, if not already. I know you got a couple of meetings coming up this weekend, but, you know, the excitement is starting to build, Bruce.
Oh, it certainly is. There's no doubt about it. The whole town's starting to buzz and getting prepared for it because it means so much to the local businesses here and, you know, the economy really benefits from it in the Manawatu here and surrounding areas because a lot of people even need to get accommodation as far away as Levin and Woodville, and some people are coming from Wanganui even.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like you say, everyone kind of books in year out. The regulars that always turn up for many, many years, and it's just the passion of the Superstock teams that brings the entertainment. Shane, mate, how you going?
You not bad yourself, lads?
Yeah, well, good, mate. Thank you. Hey, thanks for joining us too. And also, I just want to acknowledge you joined us about 2 months or so ago when we were down in Palmerston, and you and your dad come along to the Speedway Garage, had a bit of a chat, and it was a bit of fun, eh, mate?
It was good fun. It was good to get the old boy on something for a change.
Yeah. A man of very, very few words, eh?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Bruce, how good is it, you know, Bruce, when you have sponsors involved with this event and any event actually, and, you know, when you got these guys on board, and we're going to talk to Shane a bit about their commitment to this, you know, it just makes the event run smoothly when you got big sponsors and everyone supporting.
Oh, it does make it so easy for the running of it and the organising of it. You know who your main sponsor is going to be every year, and the support we've had from Enzed has just been fantastic over the years. They've really got behind the event, and we really appreciate having them on board. I mean, they're a national firm, and they love coming to Palmerston. A lot of the branches send their salesmen or their staff to it, and we look forward to hosting them every year.
All right,
So-
Bruce, just the question we need to clarify, I guess, because the scrutineering is always huge. You know, the numbers just rock out, whether it's the middle of town or at the track. The fans just love it. It's the start that builds up the whole atmosphere when you arrive in the Palmerston. Everyone comes down there, checks out the scrutineering. So I might as well get the question out of the way before someone pops it up in the chat. Where is the scrutineering for next weekend's event?
The scrutineering is planned for down at the square. They are doing some reconstruction around the clock tower. Their foundations apparently are a bit shaky or a bit suspect, and they've got some strengthening going on there.
Oh.
So you want to get too close there, the clock tower might run you over. But it's going to be pretty high pressure. We've got 14 teams this year, and even with the 12 teams, we can barely fit into the square there. So I think we're probably going to have to scrutinize some of the teams and then send them back to the showgrounds and work like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
very
we
It's
go.
cool.
going to be very tight, and it's a great event. People, hundreds and hundreds of people there, and we have the big screen on a trailer there, and interviews with the drivers and people that are keen to be part of the show down there. It just hums. There's no doubt about it, and it gives people a first opportunity to check out the cars and who the drivers are and their sign writing and sponsors and all that sort of thing. It's great for the whole event.
Yeah, exactly. It's your chance also to pick up your program nice and early as well. Check out how the actual event's going to run over the 2 days, but also to get some of the merchandise, the apparel that's associated with the event as well. But then again, it's a good chance to catch up with your friends, family, the drivers and everyone. It's just a massive hype. I think a lot of people actually finish work, to be honest with you, Bruce, early, or they're ringing with a sickie just to come down and be part of that.
Yeah.
Because I think, honestly, I think I look around at some of those businesses during that particular time. It's like, your offices are closed, curtains are closed, and everyone's down at the screen.
Oh yes,
It's just the hype.
people
mate.
are
It's
people just love it coming down there and talking to friends and families and all that sort of thing that have been part of the show for many years.
awesome. Shay, when you hear stuff like that, the scrutineering now confirmed to be at the Square, mate, is a major sponsor of this event. That's what it's about. You bring nearly every speedway fan in the country down to Palmerston North for a couple of days, mate. It just makes it well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely gets the name out there, the brand out there. Like I've taken my NZ cars down there as well and put everything on display and get quite a few of the NZ guys come down and have a look and see what's all going on.
What does it mean to reach 20 years of backing this event with that sponsorship? How special is that going to be for you guys this year?
I think it's a bit of a milestone to not only sponsor something for 20 years, but something as big as Team Chance for 20 years, a bit of a milestone, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I mean, it's I think it's great, and to be able to do it for that long, it's pretty good to have the sponsor for that many years in a row, isn't it, Bruce?
Oh, it certainly is, and NZ have certainly helped grow the event. There's no doubt about it. Their support and their profile and their enthusiasm for it has been just unquestionable, and it's been a milestone, and it's great that they've been part of the show there for 20 years and helped make it such the event that it is these days.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shane, you were saying to us earlier, so what's the deal? You've got your side, so you're giving away some teams tickets. What's the deal there, mate?
Through the Dewtech Motorsport page, I normally give away some Team Stamps tickets for come and sit in the NZ stand and just basically jump on the Dewtech Motorsport page, and I normally do a share the thing and like the page, and someone wins some tickets.
That's awesome.
When do you start doing that, Shane?
Generally we start at like Monday, probably next week, and I'll generally only run it for 3 or 4 days, but it gets quite a bit of hype through it, and
Okay, well, people, just keep an eye on our page, and I'll get, when Shane's ready to do it, I'll get him to send me something, and we'll put it up on our page and direct them straight to you. How's that? And get all the fans in there and get amongst it. So there you go. Look forward to that, people. What's that be next Monday, you reckon, Shane, for that?
Yes, she'll be up and running next Monday.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. I will share that link, mate. Get the hype
we'll
out
get
there.
all the
Get
hype
everyone
going for
involved.
it.
Hey, the other thing too, you're wearing a Dewtech hat, mate. We might throw in a couple of hats later on.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Definitely.
Sounds good. So you as a race car driver, obviously the weather's been a bit of a ups and downs. I won't say the words I want to say because it's a family show. But mate, have you managed to get some lap times?
Yeah, she's been a bit few and far between, especially for me. I've had a few ups and downs at the start of my season, but yeah, the weather's definitely played a part. Went up to Auckland for the New Year's and had a bit of a weather issue up there as well. But finally had some racing in Palmy the weekend just gone, so hopefully the worst of it's behind us and we're into it now.
Awesome. Hey, Bruce, just to come back to you, my friend. Obviously, the first night is all teams racing. It's all going to be teams racing.
It will be, yeah. Just teams race one after the other. We've still got to set the format. It won't be the groups like we had last year, but and we'll be seeding those 4 top teams from the first night last year.
All right, night 2.
Okay, so there you go. Someone asked about the top 4. So they're going to be the top 4 teams from the first night last year are your top 4 seeded for this year.
That's correct, yes.
Ah.
All right. So hopefully that clarifies some confusion about any of these questions coming up. Ryan's just asked
I think
a quick
it's the Giants, the Rebels, the Canterbury Eagles, Glen Eagles, and can't tell you who the other one is offhand.
So,
I was thinking Panthers for a second. I don't know why I was thinking Panthers.
No, it's not
No.
Panthers. I might have it here. Kings.
yeah.
Kings.
Yeah.
Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kings.
the top point scorer last year was the Giants on 320 points. Kings were second on 270, Rebels 265, and the Glen Eagles with 235 points.
All right.
Well, there you go,
Awesome.
people.
Awesome.
That's our top seeded 4 cars. So that's good. There was a few people in the chat actually kept posting and asking that. So we're glad we got to clarify that one.
That's answered that. We've just got to set them out so they don't clash with each other on that first night. That's all. But, we're working on it, and we've got a format basically worked out. But
So are you going to do a draw? Oh, so there's no group. So there's no point in doing a draw, is there, like you normally would?
no, you've still got to do a draw as to who meets who. So at this stage, we're looking at doing it at Miani this coming Saturday night.
Yep.
We're going to live stream it from Miani.
Oh, yeah. So
And,
that'll be, is that on Kiwi Motorsport?
Kiwi Motorsport.
Kiwi Motorsport, I think he calls himself.
Yep.
Yeah. And we'll live stream it from Miani. The Hawke's Bay team, Hawkeyes are racing against the British Lions over there. That's
Yes.
a preliminary teams race that they do every year before the big Enzed teams champs.
Yes, they do.
Awesome, mate.
Yeah. Oh, that's
All right,
awesome.
so
So
Okay,
while we're
well,
over there, we'll do the draw and see who's up against who, and give them a bit of an opportunity to get ready for the following weekend.
Absolutely.
Awesome, mate. Okay, just to clarify, a couple of people popped up now and asking night 2. What's the plan with night 2 support class wise?
The sidecars are the support class on night 2, and there'll be a couple of consolation races for the Superstocks that haven't qualified on night 1, and that'll be it. And then it'll be these semi-finals and then finals.
I really like that. I really like the fact that I like that sidecar class because it's good to see them at the big show as well, to be honest with you. I really enjoy that. I mean, sidecars in Palmerston North back in the day were huge, weren't they, Bruce? I mean, that was...
Oh, they are. Yeah, they still are. I think we've got something like 20 registered competitors, and 14 have been invited to come to the teams champs, and it'll be there'll be some great racing from them. They always are. Pretty awesome.
They were great people to talk to. When we did the your practice down in Palmy there, we took a chance to win and talk to the sidecar boys, didn't we, Kins? And there was just so much history there still from racing for 20 plus years, and it was really good to talk to them actually. So that's I'm quite happy about that. Some people probably say, oh, sidecars, but man, when they put it on, they can put on some decent action, can't they?
Oh yeah, it's very close racing, and they've been putting on some awesome racing the last couple of seasons. Really, that they've really excelled when it comes to exciting racing, and it's great to have them as part of the show.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So do you do?
Mate.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, kids. I was going to say, so you're just a spectator on the night, eh, Shane? No, just enjoying yourself, knocking back with a couple of beers, is it, in the NZ tent?
Oh, that'd be nice, but no, not me.
No.
The old boy will be up in the corporate box doing that. No, I'll be busy walking around doing things.
Yeah. So are you quite involved on the night when it comes to the 2 nights? Are you over there as well doing stuff?
Yeah, I'm scrutineering as well during the day.
Oh, okay.
And then,
He's
then
a
come
rep,
night
yeah.
time, I
Oh, we might
generally
come
look
and talk
after
to you
the-
while you're doing that too, mate.
the whole lot. I'm not- Easy as.
So with your role when it comes to that type of stuff, do you have to change tack as what you're doing down there, scrutineering, considering what this event is? And when it comes to teams, everyone pretty well lays it on the line there, and cars getting prepared well in advance. Some of the drivers I've interviewed in the past, especially with this particular event, work a lot more intense on their cars to get ready for this event. And, is it a lot different, or you just stick to what the book says?
No, it's pretty much in terms of checking the cars, it's same. It's probably a little bit more intense. You've got a lot more eyes on you doing it in the square. So, but no, I mean the guys are they put a lot of work into the cars, so it's very rarely you're finding anything. So
Yeah, and you would imagine
they
that,
make it easy.
that they've gone through that many scrutineering and done things. They're not going to just go and be silly enough to do something stupid and try and get it through at teams, are they?
No, definitely not. No. No, a lot of them, like I say, they put a lot of work into their cars, and they're all top notch. And yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find anything.
Yeah, hard out. Hey, Bruce, when I think about this, I know you guys are involved in it heavily, and Bruce, you have been for a long time, and obviously with Shane and his dad and the sponsor for 20 years, there's a lot more people that need to be recognised when it comes to this event, because there's people who just do so much. The volunteer workers, I'm guessing you've got it at about, 100 or more?
Yeah, I guess it's somewhere around that, maybe even more than that by the time we've got camping people that'll got to look after the camping side of it and the backgrounds there behind the grandstand. And when you come down to the square, there's traffic control and all that sort of thing that has to be organised. And Phil Pyrie organises most of that down at the square. But there's just so many people that make it part of the show. It's unbelievable. And when you think about it, all the caterers, the gate staff, the security, it just goes on and on and on. The people that help make it part of the show. Yeah. And then you've got the pit crews and all their supporters that come with them, and it's a huge thing.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, with the makeup of the new stand, most would have seen the whole facility as an example, with the bridge coming over now, and just how great that facility is now catered for, and how it just looks bloody awesome, and you think all that money invested, it's well worth it, because the feedback I've heard, everyone just loves the bloody place.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that the pits particularly, I mean, what a fantastic facility to have. I've never seen anything anywhere in the world that excels at it. It's
Wow.
world class, if not the probably best pits in the world, with air and water and power at each of the poles and all that sort of thing. So it really, and the view from that bridge as you come over into the arena is just spectacular. You look ahead to the oval, and you look down and see the pits and all the vehicles lined up, and the pit crews and their tow vehicles. There's some pretty awesome gear there too when you look around, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Shane, mate, we're counting down the days. It's not that far away. It's not this weekend, but next weekend. You'd be excited if not already.
Yeah, she's a big job leading up to it.
So
how good?
Oh, sorry, kids.
How good is it to have, the ponds back? I'm guessing we're going to hear Coronation Street or something like that on the sound system. It's just great to have them back. But, when you think what they've brought over, and we caught up with some of them during the weekend just gone, and hopefully they get all their gears, find them in Germany, wherever the hell that's bloody stranded. But to have them back and the caliber of drivers they've got, and actually when I think about the machinery they're going to be using at the teams, and they showed that at the 240s, and also having the Waikato Wanderers back after so long. Mate, what does that mean to you, Bruce? So having these guys come back into it.
Oh, it's great. I mean, the British team are just add another level to the whole thing, and there's a couple of very good Dutch drivers that are part of the team this year, so we're looking forward to seeing how they'll go. They did come, well, not those two guys, but there was a Dutch team turned up here about 5 or 6 years ago and told me that probably 7 years ago now, and told me how they were coming next year. They had all the funding in place, and they were coming back to go teams racing, and they were gonna win it. They knew the tactics and knew what they had to do to be part of this great event. And I said, "Oh, that's all right. Come and see me when the meeting's over, and we'll talk about it." And never saw hide nor hair of them after that. So
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 years later at the World Champs, I caught up with one of them, the promoter that was with them, and said, "Hey, I thought you guys were coming over a year or so ago." And he said, "Oh, no, not us." So it's interesting to see that a couple of them have now joined the British team. They race regularly in England, so I think they've got a reasonable idea of what it's all about, and we look forward to having them. They'll be great, and it's nice to have them. And of course the Waikato team, we're looking forward to hearing those cowbells again. We haven't heard them for a few years, and I don't know whether it's good, bad, or otherwise, but hey, no doubt there'll be some ringing in our ears before the night's out, that's for sure.
Well, we're actually going to get some clarification on the cowbells, because we've got Robbie and Tyson just sitting in the green room waiting to join us in a few minutes. I know they've got a lot going on their Facebook page, the merchandise, how to get your name on one of the cars as well, which we're going to ask these guys the question. So it is good to have them back. Shane, when you hear that, what Bruce said, having the Lions, the Wanderers back, mate, this is a sponsorship dream, having 2 more teams, 14 teams, to be honest. It is going to be a massive weekend. This is just, well, what you asked for, isn't it? 2 more teams back into it.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes it a bit more interesting. Like you say, it's drawing a lot of hype around it. So, no, as a sponsor, it's it's good for us.
Awesome, mate. So just remind the fans what you're going to be doing on Monday next week is the build-up to, obviously, the first week of February.
So next week on the Dewtech Motorsport page on Facebook there, we'll be doing a competition to win some Teams Champs tickets. It'll be 2 tickets to each night, and you come sit in the NZ stand and pretty much join all our crew at the NZ side of things there, and come watch some teams racing.
That's awesome, mate. Awesome. I'm just getting more and more excited as we're getting through these interviews, Kins. I mean, it's just pumping me up, this teams thing. I can't wait, mate. Like it's awesome. But those Dutch boys, they got a pretty good man in Frankie Wayman Jr. teaching them and showing the ropes of what's going to happen at teams racing, haven't they, Bruce? Like I watched him on Saturday night. Just the man's a weapon. And after watching that young kid as well go, I think the Brits are going to be a dark horse that could just tip a few and get up there, eh?
You're talking about Charlie Sauter, eh?
Oh, mate, he was.
Charlie.
Frankie Wayman, what a driver he is, though, isn't he? Just manages to pummel the daylights out of him, and he still manages to keep going. And ended up 3rd, so
exactly. Yeah, he doesn't know the word stop.
Luckily, I haven't got a whole team of Frankie Wayman. He might be leaving town or leaving New Zealand, but we can't let that happen.
No.
Just touching on, now we're talking quickly about the Lions, and I've noticed the people in the comments have been putting the question in the fin thing. Someone asked me to ask you, Bruce, whether you like it or not. But I'm guessing, are we going to see the fin on top of the Lions cars? And it'll be an interesting one to see how it goes, I would guess so.
It will be interesting. I'm not sure whether Speedway New Zealand are going to approve them or not, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I believe that they have ordered 5 of those fins. So
is that for the rollovers to replace out the rollover?
But they'll look pretty. Be interesting to see what they look like after they've done a couple of rollovers in them. So.
All right, guys. Hey, look, it's coming up to 7:30. We do appreciate both of you for joining us. Bruce, with the years that you've had in this event down there in Palmerston, Shane, Dewtech, joining us as a sponsor, marking the 20th anniversary next weekend, mate. We do thank you both for joining us as part of our first guest as a build-up for the whole week. It's all focused on the big event down there with the Enzed Superstock Teams Champs next weekend. So I do thank you both for taking time out and just being part of our show, which kickstarts us into 14 teams that we'll be talking to over the next few days. 3 teams every night. So everyone that's on board watching, we do start at 7 p.m. every night. Thank you both, and we'll see you guys down there in a couple of weeks,
Very
See
good.
you
Looking
there,
forward to it.
Thank you guys both. Thank you very much. We appreciate your
We're
time.
we'll be down there talking to these drivers and
Oh,
interacting.
yeah, that's no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll be doing it, going live, and we'll just build the whole hype up, mate. That's what it's
Oh,
about.
good one. Yep.
Awesome.
Keep it going.
Keep it
Awesome.
going.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
We can't wait to
Thank yous.
catch up. Move
See
that.
yous.
Awesome. Okay,
There we
we'll
go.
bring in Robbie
Wanderers.
and Tyson. They're both sitting there, mate. Our Waikato. Whoa, bring on the cowbell. Hey.
Hey, boys.
How's it?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Have we got sound from
Tyson's on.
Tyson there? Hang on a sec,
Yeah,
Tyson. Can you hear us?
Tyson?
He's a bit quiet. Yeah, got you
Hang
now.
on, let me just see if I can turn him up a bit. Hang on, the people will see me do it on the screen now.
It's all good. It's all while Craig's working alongside there. Just a reminder, coming up on the Monday, the week of the teams, just make sure you jumped on the Duty Motorsports Facebook page. On there, they'll be giving you a chance to win some tickets to go along and spend some time up the NZ Lounge. So while Craig just doing this little technical thing here.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
our
I'm just doing a
first,
technical thing. I'm also communicating, with someone as well about someone that other people coming on the show later in the week. So I apologise if I'm looking down. But
Okay.
so Tyson, just give me a g'day.
Hey fellas, how are we?
Oh,
Yeah, he's all good.
he's quiet, but
Pretty
I've got you
faint, yeah,
turned
pretty
right
faint,
up. So
mate.
if you want to yell, just yell at us.
Oh, I don't want to yell too loud, mate.
Yeah,
I've got
that's
to
Oh,
better.
that's better.
for the
That's
weekend.
better, mate. I'm just doing this other stuff with another driver, so I'll let you talk to these two kids while I just sort this out in the background, eh?
All right, mate. All right, Tyson, Robbie, first and foremost, just bounce back to last weekend. 240s, wrap it up, Tyce. What's your thoughts on it, mate?
Oh, shit, man. I had a shocker myself. But as a whole, the event, man, it blows me away, man, what Sonia's created down there, to be fair. It's the pinnacle of our sport, in my opinion, bar the teams, obviously. But, you know, those pomps, man, they showed up and they fronted up big time, you know. So, really impressed, really impressed.
All right, Robbie, your words, mate. The 240s, a massive weekend.
Yeah, big weekend for us, especially with 3 cars. Just chaos, really. It was good to see my young fella have a win for the first time.
Yes.
So that was pretty proud dad moment. So, but and Luke driving the other car drove like a legend. So, but as the whole event in itself, it's massive. Something I look forward to every year. So, it's massive.
Well, Booker was the first time at the 240s. He's been to the track before, but the first time 240s, he's caught the bug, mate. It's like everyone else that goes to Palmy teams, you know. You catch the bug once you've been there once, mate. You just can't bloody stop. You can't shake it. But I'll tell you what's good about this, talking to you guys, and why we got you guys is the first team to join us. It's a welcome back to the Wanderers. Tyson, you know, Dad would have been over the moon to have the old team back out there as well, eh?
Oh, yeah, look, I'll be honest, I didn't tell anybody, to be fair. I said to the couple of the guys that I think we should just go to Palmy, because Waikato's got a massive fan base, man, and, you know, like I did the Auckland thing last year, but I'm a Waikato kid, man, through and through, you know, so I just wanted to do it for the club, for the old man, for my family, and you know, I appreciate the boys that are jumping in to support us, to be honest with you, man. You can't ask for much more, really.
Harley Rod's popped in there. Is Tyson flying a plane with that headset? Are you going to play, mate?
I haven't got enough demerit points left, brother. I got to have a hands free.
Robbie, you know, I know you've raced for a few teams over your career, mate, and the opportunity to race with the Wanderers, you know, with the comeback after many years not being, obviously down at the event. What does this mean for you?
Yeah, it's a pretty good privilege to be able to do this for the team. I was actually not meant to be in the country, so for this event, but a few things have changed, and so my partner said to me, "What are you going to do?" And I says, "Well, what do you think I'm going to do?" So very privileged to have that come up and whatnot. But as me and Tyson talked about we just talked about doing the Huntley event only, and we were going to leave it at that. But obviously he's been pushing to have the team go to Palmy. So yeah, it's very privileged to have him let me come on board. So
Awesome,
yeah,
mate.
awesome.
All right,
Yep.
Tyson, quickly just for you, mate. You've raced for many teams. How many teams at the top of your head that you can remember that you raced for? I know you raced for Auckland just recently.
Yeah, only Auckland and Waikato, bro, in the Superstocks.
Yeah.
I done a little bit of a couple of clubs for the standard stock, but just filling in when you need to. But nah, look, I had a few offers to go to Palmy, but the only one that seems to I just can't show up and put on a good front for anyone. Like I said, I'm a Waikato kid through and through, and that's where my heart lies, to be honest.
Yeah, you got to be
we know
proud of your club, don't you? And stay true to it. I think I'm all about club loyalty, mate. You know, you might have your best mate in the other team, but if he's not in your club, then put him off.
Yeah, I think so too, mate. To be honest, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the whole jumping around clubs thing. You sort of, but I understand it in this current day racing too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But club loyalty. When I started stock car racing, you never come to Huntley and won any of our championships. And that's how I grew up, and I think it's definitely gone from the sport a little bit. But you've got to have some club pride. You got guys that have been involved in rugby clubs for 30, 40, 50 years. So to me, it's just that's what it's about. I base everything around rugby, and that's what we should be doing with this Superstock grade again. To be fair, but hey, everybody's got to go where the opportunities lie, to be fair.
I'm not laughing at you, brother. I just saw a comment on the Murray's giving me shitty because online I've been put in the Bay Park Busters team and I'm a Hawke's Bay. See, look at my Hawkeye's proud.
Yeah, got it.
And Oh, good evening, Jason. Good to see you. Come and see you. Handsome lads. So Amaron's on here saying handsome lads there. Follow the river.
He must be talking about Robbie.
The river. Robin Southall, Robbie, maybe your partner sounds awesome.
That's from Bronwyn. Is that Bronwyn?
Yeah.
Look at that, eh? Wow, cool.
Yeah.
See, I see Jace is watching. Hey, Jace, how you going, mate? Hope you're all back down home safely after a big weekend and heats going on there. Robbie, you've done teams racing for a couple of clubs, you've been there and done it. You're pretty well experienced with it, I would guess, mate. How many years you been actually doing the teams racing now?
That wooden wheels back in his days.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. This goes back a long time, So, I'd hate to think. 9. I don't know. I don't know.
I think his first car was a steam engine.
Probably was. I don't know. Can't remember.
So obviously there were other plans for this weekend, but you've opted to jump into the Wanderers team, obviously, and be down at the teams. What brings you back every time? What is it about this particular event that brings you back as a driver? Because you've raced for multiple teams, obviously, over the years gone by in those years, even back in the steam engine days. But what keeps bringing Robbie maybe back to Palmy?
The whole event, really. Just atmosphere, people you meet, just I don't know. The hard racing, getting getting knocked around, I suppose. I don't know. It's a silly sport for everyone, and those that do it are just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Does it like it out there, man?
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. So, no matter how many times you go, every time you go in that grand parade, is it always as special as the last one? Does it just get you pumped every single time?
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%. It's just like I say, that's probably the best part of it is that that grand parade. And then the racing's just the next step, But each year you're racing with these younger fellas, younger generation, and they got no fear, And I don't even know why I go back to do it, When they hit you hard. So you got to hit them twice as hard. So yeah.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Robbie, is you feel it twice as hard compared to those young buggers.
Yeah,
Look,
definitely.
he
Especially
even
when
took a
they're
big
older.
breath there when you said that to him.
You know, and that's it. You got to take a big breath when you feel those young fellas hit you, because if I take a quote from Regan O'Brien, he got hit by Ethan Reeves, and he's never been hit like that in the years he's been racing, you know. So it just tells you this younger generation don't give a stuff, really. Jason, Jason's on there. He reckons you've been racing since the wheel was invented, mate. You know, horse stocks back in the day. Horse stocks, eh?
Yeah, I started in A grades for a round.
Yeah, A grades. I remember that.
The original horsepower.
You know, what's it like though, Tyson, when you think what Robbie's just said, you know, and I'm putting it down to the Palmy thing with Superstars, because you got to work together as a team. That's Musho why this event means so much to you guys. It's a team effort, but it's not just the team that we're talking about that goes out on the track. There is a massive team that is behind the scenes. There are your supporters, there are the family, there are the crew. It's just a massive team effort, eh, Tyson?
Look, you know, I'll touch on it a little bit. Just briefly, the incident in Palmy last year, that affected me massively. You know, I was lucky enough to do my first event with Stephen. And, you know, look, I said then and there, that was me. My team's racing career was over. And it's taken me till now to sort of come back around, and I'm really looking forward to it, you know. But I had to go home to figure this out. But as for the crew behind the scenes, man, I tell you what, people have no clue what goes on. It is massive. The money's humongous. The support's humongous. You know, you name it, it is. This is just on a scale like no one can think, really. You know, but for guys to go out there, what brings us back year in and year out, man, it's just pure chaos. There's no other way to describe it. It's madness, really. But you say every year, I think we could all say that we're finished, but every year we drag our ass back down there, you know. So,
yeah, 100%.
Hey, look, you know, I think the big one for Waikato is, like I said before, they've got such a massive following, and whether it's a all Waikato team or it's a ring-in team, they're there to represent Huntly. So it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, the more teams out there, the merrier. So, hey, it's just so cool. Palmy teams is so cool. Bruce has got an event that's not like none other anywhere around the world, you know. So I just really love Palmy teams. I don't know why, because I bloody hate it afterwards. But you know, especially if it doesn't go your way, man, it really rips your heart out, you know. And then you know, I've touched on it with you guys before. The keyboard warriors, they bag you, and they don't. You know, it's hard not to be affected by that, you know, because we put so much into this, man. We really do. We don't go just for the sake of it, you know.
No, 100% agree with everything you've just said there, Tyson, because that's what people just got to realize. You know, there is a lot that goes behind the scenes. These two, we just touched on it right at the start, have just come out from a hectic weekend with the 240s. And then, of course, you know, before you know it, you got to turn around, get ready for the teams. I just want to go back to your Facebook page, the Waikato Wanderers 22-23. On there, you've got Want Your Name. Tell us a bit about that if you want to put the name. It's a fans, right? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, so we stole it off Auckland, obviously, but don't tell them that. You know, look, hey, Am's Road to Am, you know, like that guy is just putting in massive amounts of money for our team. You know, he came up with this initiative because we started this team from zero again. That's what everybody doesn't understand. You know, we're not throwing around abundances of money. We just got drivers that want to do it, and we've put together a real strong management team along with Ants, and you know, they've really got it. They've really got the hype pumping as far as I'm concerned, and it's really cool. You know, like a fan to get his name on a car for a little bit of money, they don't care about whether they get their name on the car. They just want to support the team, and it's the little things that we can do to give back. You know.
Yeah,
mate, it's a $50 cost. Is that right? That's what's on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Apparently so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. You can do me a favor.
You got to remember the cost of the stickers are involved in that, you know.
Yeah, that's all good. So I'm gonna say it here now. Since you're doing that, and I know Ams has done a massive build-up to the Enzed Superstocks. That young man did so much around that. It was just crazy.
He's excellent, man. He really is.
Yeah.
You know, he puts in a lot for our club too, mate. That's what everybody doesn't understand, you know.
All right. So I'll get you to throw a cockpit thing on there, bro. I'll talk to AMS. I'm going to get the $50 and we're going to get our cockpit name on that. You know, I don't care what it is, but it's just to support you guys being paid there. It's $50, you know, honestly.
Yep.
So it gets
Thank
us
you
out
very
there.
much.
It's all good. It gets us out there. It's what we do. It's our passion. It's our love. So anyone wants to jump on board, go along and see it on their page. Like Tyson just explained, you know, it's just the one way to get the guys down and help them out, and it's good to have them back as well. So quickly, Robbie, I'll put you on the spot here, mate, because I'm guessing Tyson's said enough for now.
Yeah.
You just want to, off the top of your head, mate, you just want to go through who makes up the Wanderers team, or is they put you on the spot all of a sudden?
No, that's fine. There's Tyson, Tony Wooden, Mark Dunn, and Matt Jarvis, and obviously myself. And our sixth driver will be Clinton Cheatham.
Awesome. And your management structure, who's supporting you guys? Who's doing all the hard work behind the scenes?
We've got Dave Curtin sorting all our finances and stuff in that area. Then we've got Dean Mulholland, who's going to be our coach. I think I'm right on that direction. And then we've got Chris Allen.
Yeah.
He's our sponsor man, chasing everything, sorting all that stuff out, you know. So
He's the money. He's the money.
Oh, I'll just quickly there. I see in the chats there, Jason Gutteridge, Pits TV. He will sponsor $300 straight away for the back of that car. He goes, "Where do I go? I'll pay now."
Oh, shit. Bloody
Awesome.
tell
Thank
Jace
you.
to put the... Jace, you better put the beers down, son. Make it $500.
I thought it might have been too many coffees.
Hey, I think he better make it 500. I hear his stream was pretty good on Saturday.
Mate, it was bloody awesome. It was bloody
Yeah,
awesome.
go to the Waikato Wanderers 22-23 page, Jason, and everything's on there, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, nah, Jace, the stream was flawless, mate. I watched it because I was at home packing a sad from Friday night. So.
Mate, I'll tell you who sat next to Booker and I was your sister Tracy.
Yes.
Holy hell.
Oh, she told us some
She
stories
bloody
about you, Tyson.
I hope she wasn't on the rump.
Yes, she was.
She was.
Oh, yeah,
And then
you would've
she
heard
came
them
back. Then she came back and had some more drinks of us and the boys at the car.
all. Oh no. We do know how to have a good time, our family, mate. You know, so.
Well, we'll just touch on that with Tice with her sister. Robbie, let's talk about the Maybe family, because that's what drives what you do.
Yes.
It's a family sport, you know, and let's just thank the families that sacrifice so much because, you know, I can see the cars behind you in your shed, mate. The family are just so important to what you do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Bronnie, my partner, she's just the backbone of our team. You know, and then I've got all my crews and my owners of our cars, even though I'm an owner of one of the other cars. But just everyone that pulls together to make everything work for us is just awesome, you know. So, and to be doing what we do is just the passion we love, you know. And being able to do it with my kids is the next step, you know. So, yeah, it's awesome.
You're lucky, mate. To be honest, I'm looking at you, I'm thinking to myself, you're living the dream, mate, to race alongside your kids, you know.
I race with my brother as well, so
oh wow.
You know, and that's just another thing in itself, you know. So
Tyson, say with you, well, the Wooten family, well, that's anonymous with Huntley, mate, with Dad and everything like that. I remember walking out to the gate during the Enzed Superstocks, and I was talking to your dad, and Tony come waltzing back in. You know, when you hear Dad going, son, how, you know, talking like that, just says so much. You know, it's a family show for you guys, eh?
Oh, look, man, you know, this is a hard one to explain. You know, our family, it's not just our sport, it's our passion, you know. We love it, and Huntley is our home, you know. We live here still to today. It supports us in every single way. But, you know, our family runs deep with Waikato and Huntley, and to give back to the club for me is what it's all about, you know, and that's where it's at for me, as in what I want to achieve. It's not about winning Palmy, it's about us going down and hopping out of the cars, win, lose or draw, and having a laugh, man, because I think we take it too seriously, and we've a lot of us got away from what the sport actually is about, and that is fun, you know. So we've had to kick our own asses to get back to that, but we're there now, and we're really enjoying it, you know.
Awesome.
Paul maybe's watching, Robbie. Paul's on there watching, mate. Paul's sitting there watching. And me. You know.
Yeah.
He's the better driver.
Not after the
So
weekend.
is Tony. So is Tony.
Yeah.
The shots are coming, eh? Love it.
Yeah.
Tony's just getting started.
Mate, and that's what that's what it's about with you guys and each team member. You know, you can give each other shit, but you can have fun. It's a laugh. But when you get into the biz, get ready on the grid, whatever team you are preparing up against, mate, that's when it all happens, eh? You know, you got to be on your A game. You're gritting up. You got all your fans. You guys no doubt will hear the Mulu bells. Traditionally, I know the Wanderers have driven over to the corner in front of the Mulu bells fans in the grandstand and done their thing. Mate, it's just bloody good. I'm amped up to have the Wanderers back. I'm like, yeah.
I think everybody, you know, the Waikato Wanderers fans, man, are like none other. You know, for years they've tripped down together. You know, even when we haven't given them much to cheer about, you know, they let us know either way, regardless. And that to me is what it's all about. You know, like win, lose or draw, man. We get out, we shake hands, we have a laugh, we have a beer, and we go home. You know, and that's what the sport needs to go back to a little bit. You know.
Yeah, definitely that.
Yeah, hard out, but you know, and that's it, and that's what it is. It's that camaraderie side of things, which teams gel together and work well. Robbie, mate, the season to date though for you, you know, the weather's marred a lot of racing for every racer out there, in every single class, I would guess, on the dirt track. So, how are things going? What's next for you? Is it another event this weekend, or do you save yourself for Palmy?
Nah, I'm saving myself for Palmy. But the two boys are going to run at Huntley this weekend. Bit more track time for them. So, yeah, and then after that, we focus on to the New Zealand's, obviously. So,
Awesome, mate.
looking forward to that.
I can see
Nice.
Alan in the background, Kins, and just I'm saying, Alan, if you can hear me, where's your mate? Haven't seen him pop in yet.
Ring bloody AJ to hook in. He's in there
Yeah.
chatting away. I know he's been giving bloody Harley a bit of shit. Hey, Tice, you know, for you, mate, you know, when you think about it, yeah, you just love it. You live it. And racing for you, we saw you down at the 240s. And what's coming up for you after Palmy? You got anything this weekend, or you just like Robbie wait for Palmy?
Look, I've got to have a run after the engine issues we had in the 240s. That's going to get rectified by Hartley this week. So, you know, look, we've been having a stellar season, no doubt about it. But you just got to keep your eye in this game, man. You know, so I'll run next week at home, or this week, sorry, at Huntley, and then we'll prep up hard for the for teams, and then we'll be full in. I'll be in the car every week till the New Zealand man trying to get the eye in. So, you know, that's the name of the game, staying on the pace, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hard out.
So
I just want to ask you something quickly, Tyson, before we kind of wrap you guys up. And I know Booker's got a question. I just want to go back to that New Zealand champs. Booker and I and a few of us heard your dad speak on the speaker system. Obviously, we know about that wet weather and everything. That really knocked out a bit. We just heard the emotion in his voice. How's Dad been since then, you know?
He's been pretty crook, mate. You know, one thing, my old man had a battle with cancer just last year, and people don't know that he's battled on, and he's had some really trials and tribulations, some serious surgeries after it, and you know, my old man's as tough as nails, mate. He really is. But that club is his whole life, you know, it really is. And I think that the club really deserve a really good year. They've got it on paper, but once we get it out there, I think everything will come into play. You know, the bollocks have come on massively for the club, and I've never seen my old man so fizzed up, you know, so everybody is fizzing at the moment, you know, like, I don't know what it is, obviously post-COVID, I guess, but, you know, as a club, we've decided to focus on classes and build them back up, you know, because you can get real lost in politics, to be fair, and you guys leave and come and go, so we're really focusing back on the nuts and bolts of Speedway, and I think that's why Huntley's heading forward again, to be fair.
Yeah. Booker and I were having a bit of a chat actually during that time, and since we've spoken to your dad and caught up with him quite a bit, we're kind of thinking about something special we might do for your dad, mate, you know, because he deserves it. He deserves all the accolades and everything to be recognised for the many decades that he's put a lot of sweat, blood, and bloody tears into that Speedway club and that track. It's those two.
It's not. It goes a lot. It goes a lot further than that too, though, man. You know, a lot of competitors probably need to thank him for the stuff he does at conference. You know, a lot of clubs don't stand up, but my old man will hammer night tooth and nail for competitors, mate. You know, and he stopped a lot of the actual bullshit coming through conference that they try to sneak through on us. You know, so he's done so much for the sport, but so have all the other legends, Robertson, and you know, man, the sport is not going to be the same when they move out of it. To be fair.
Yeah, hard out. And we met some of those actually during the last weekend as well. You know, we're privileged to have the Hickey family on the show with us. So, we've experienced all that. Yeah, they're just awesome, mate. Robbie, Tyson, I wish you guys all the best. I hope things kind of pan out well this coming weekend. You get a few issues with your engine sort of, Tyson. Robbie, you get some lap time, whatever you're doing. But, you know, mate, just safe travels.
Robbie's going to be there making the sausages, I think, mate. That's about
Well, we won't let them go just yet, kids. We've only got one Rebel sitting there in the background, so the other one's not turned up yet. Hey, so I was going to ask a question.
Will hold the show up like normal.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question, but my mate Kins there, sometimes you just can't stop talking, you know. Hey, do you guys do anything special or any rituals before you go out to do a teams race? Is there anything? Do you have any rituals before you go racing? Wear a different coloured sock or I don't know, anything like that, Robbie? You got anything you do?
Sorry, what was that?
Anything superstitious that you do before a race?
Nah, nothing. Nah, not at all.
No.
Nah, let's get in and go. Let's get in and go.
Tice?
I just try not to spew up, to be honest. It's always a bonus. Then my bloody brother starts spewing up, and then I'm bloody buggered, you know. So once Tony starts, I got to go the total opposite end of the park, so I can't hear him, you know. But nah, nothing superstitious for me, mate. I used to put my hat in my overalls, so when I broke down, I could put my hat on so you couldn't see my head. So just little things like that for me, you know. But nah, nothing too superstitious, man. Not like Harley Rob, obviously, with his dirty sponge. But Harley, those South Island boys are a bit special, to be fair.
Well, the two coming on next had some interesting comments last year about that. So
you probably got that Jaden Moore to sniff it straight after a race. That's even more disturbing, to be honest.
Hey, Quinton's jumped in here. Quinton Hammond. How many teams is that now, Robbie? Catching up with the old boys. So how many teams do you reckon you race for now? About what, 3 or 4?
I'll probably outdone Daryl Hammond now. So yeah, don't know.
Someone said before you raced for Hawke's Bay at one stage.
Yeah.
Did you race for Hawke's Bay one stage?
Yeah, I have raced for Hawke's Bay. I met Daryl Hammond when I raced for Palmerston Panthers at a Rotorua meeting. So yeah, so I've been around the block, if you want to call it that.
Oh, I'm glad you said it, mate. Hey, I'm thinking too, might be something worth investing in, having a look around around the record books, you know, about which drivers actually represented. I know Kerry's raced for a few teams in his career, but you might be right up there, mate. You could be just about bloody up there when I think about it.
Well, I think he might have found his last team for a change. So, you know, hey, Robbie's got a few more in him yet, man. But, hey, you know, like I said, boys, you got to just appreciate anyone that's prepared to drive out that gate at Palmy. It is a scary, scary place to be, man. It's not so much scary in the car, but the build-up is crazy from the square. You got everybody wants to talk to you, and I'll be honest, you switch off because you're in a whole nother mindset. Because you got to. It's sad to say it, but you got to be prepared to seriously hurt those guys in front here to put them out these days. So it takes a different mindset to get ready for Palmy, to be fair. And so if you come and talk to us down there and we're miles away, don't take it the wrong way. Come see us after the race when we're switched off, you know. But our mind is 100% focused on what we got to do. But it is a very hard thing to get right. It's easy to get wrong, put it that way.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Awesome.
And you
Well-
got to be focused on the job at hand too, because you're putting your machines on the line, you're putting yourselves on the line at the end of the day, mate. You've got your families, you've got everyone there sitting there waiting and watching you, your crews, all your fans, you know. So you're out there. People might say entertaining, yes, you are, but you're putting yourselves out there.
You have to be focused, man, because if you get it in the wrong spot, you know, it can go bad. You know, there's no doubt about that. But hey, we focus on the positives, man. We're all up for a fight any day of the week, you know. So that's what it's about. It's a bit of gladiator stuff, eh? And I think we're the best. I think we've got the best sport in the world, to be fair. So get around it, support your teams, no matter where they're from or who they are. Look, I'm stoked to see how well the Ponks went. You know, like, man, they fired up on the weekend. Awesome. So I think it's going to be the best team for a long time.
Well, mate, well said. I can't go any further than that. I just want to acknowledge your dad first, Tice Red, for his support with our auction we're doing on the 22nd of Feb. What he supported us there was some apparel giveaway, New Zealand Superstock merchandise, hoodies and T-shirts. So thanks, Dad, for that, mate. And if you see the Pollock Green Boys, that's how it'll start with Thomason. Yeah.
I'll put one of my shirts up for your raffle guys, or a hoodie, whatever, and I'll put up a Wanderers hoodie and a shirt, you know. So good work, guys. Awesome.
Okay, I'll add that to the list. I'm about to go through the list just before we bring Alan and AJ on again. So I'll just write that down. So Tyson, what have we got?
Tell all of those team boys we expect them to put something up for a great cause, you know.
Well, it's Cancer Society, and of course that's one of them, and the other one's going back to the Go Slideways family, you know, for the loss of Peter. So so
it's official now, Tyson. I've put it on my list.
And my own. Awesome.
Cheers, Tyson. Cheers,
Robbie, you better sort it out, Robbie. Come on.
I'll work on a plan.
Awesome.
That sounds like an excuse to me.
Hey, guys, hey, look,
All
thanks
good,
so
guys.
much for
Have a good night.
joining us, and we'll definitely come talk to you in Palmy, eh?
Yeah, do
Yeah,
that.
awesome, guys. Appreciate your work,
Awesome.
It is awesome, man.
Awesome, guys. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
you
Thanks
both
for your
joining
time.
us. Being the first team of the 14, mate, you kick-started our bloody show off for the week ahead, so I do thank you both, eh?
One of our
I'll let
guys
you
just
go,
dropped
'cause
out
Alan,
too.
Alan will be chomping to talk there.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
boys.
you very
See you
much.
later.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Hey, don't forget to Waikato Wanderers 22-23. Just search for their Facebook page. Give them a follow, give them a like, give them a support as well. It's just great to have their team back after many years from not being at the champs as well. As you heard Tyson say, he's thrown some of his apparel, some of the Wanderers apparel into our list of goodies. And I will hand you over to Booker because he's got that all in front.
Yeah,
And I think
okay,
the list
so,
is gonna grow
yeah.
and grow and grow and grow.
So if you didn't hear at the start of our show, we have got two auctions happening on the 22nd of February. If you didn't see it on the Pits live stream on Saturday night, it was awesome for Jason and the Pits team to put myself, Reno, and the Pollux team on to talk about this. So we have two auctions. One's going to be done and gone to Go Slideways at family, and the other one's going to go to the Cancer Society. And what we've got up first, the Pollux are going to give us, you're going to have two prize packs. These packs are going to be the same. So the pack is two Pollux shirts, two Pollux hats, $100 food voucher, a family pass to the New Zealand Supers both nights. Then Red at Huntley said, I'm going to put up some NZ Supers shirts and hoodies. Then Peter Reed said, I want to be on this. And he's added Gisborne Giants shirt and hoodies. Then when we sat with Jacob Baker on Saturday night, he said, you guys are doing awesome. I want to join in. And he said on behalf of him and the Panthers and Mustangs, he's going to put Panthers shirts and hoodies up and Mustang shirts and hoodie. Then we spoke to Frankie Wayman in the Pits, and he said, hang on a minute, I'm going to add some British Lions gear to the pack, which is awesome. And then the person that sponsored one of our E-series online, Pops, Mowers and Chainsaws, spoke to me today and said, look, I want to add something to it. Come and talk to me. So there could be, I don't know what it could be, a trimmer, a mower, I don't know. And now we just had Tyson Wooten say, Waikato Wanderers hoodie and shirt. So these are, you're going to donate. You're going to bid.
Enders merchandise.
Yeah, we're going to bid for these two packs. You have a chance on the 22nd. And, man, it's just awesome. Jason Gutteridge has just put up, I'll donate one-time stream to New Zealand Superstocks for each auction. So there you go. We've also got a stream as well for each night added to it. I better put that in there. Oh, my list is getting so long, mate.
Oh, you just start typing into that list there as well, and I think by the time we get to the end of the week,
Oh,
this
and
thing could
sorry,
blow
mate,
up.
I also forgot, which I didn't put up. Murray Goodley is giving
Yes.
2 drawings as well. So
That's
this,
right.
It's just awesome. I love how everybody's getting behind these 2 causes, and it's brilliant.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go.
Any chance
Just
option
another
items
one,
could be
kids.
split, and it will be shared. It will be split between the Go Slideways and the Cancer Society. So that's
And
how it's going to work.
MBY Motorsport will put up a merch pack. There you go. So we go.
Oh. You keep typing, mate, because we're going to get bloody
I'll bring
lost
in
in
these
all
2
this stuff.
boys first. These Waikato boys. Waikato Rotorua Rebels boys. I'm getting all confused. The Rotorua Rebels, and let's bring in Alan and AJ because they're always great fun to talk to. Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
Oh, bit bright.
Oh, yeah. Hey, AJ, mate. How you going, AJ?
How you doing? You well?
Mate, I'm all good. You're back in the country,
Yeah,
eh?
I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. Back in the country, mate. Just flew in this morning, so yeah, hot off the press, back to the farm.
So where you been?
Rejuvenated.
Where you been hiding?
We shot over to Singapore. So my wife's mother's from Singapore, so we shot over there for 2 weeks and done a bit of lounging by the pool and ate too much food and drank a bit too much beer, but she's all good.
Good. Hey, Alan, mate, good to catch up with you as always. Just to wrap it up, 240s in your mind, mate. I know Stan and Sonia put on a great show, but you know, you were looking pretty good there one part, mate. Your thoughts on the 240s just gone recently?
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I had a good couple of races the first night. And was about 5th on points, and unfortunately had a flat front right, which nowadays you got to pull off, otherwise they just disqualify you. So it is what it is. We didn't make it and mucked around in the 3rd group and had a good couple of races before the rain came in. So picked up a 5th and a 2nd, and car seems to be getting better and better.
Who's that next to you? Is that the young fella?
Yeah, that's being nosy.
Hey, mate. Oh, it's still there. There you go. Wave out to all the people watching. Wave out, say hello.
Hello.
Hey, kids. It's good.
Other than that, yeah, not too bad. Getting used to the car. It's getting better. So hopefully by the time New Zealand's come around, we're on top of the game and we're good to go.
Awesome, mate. AJ, mate, Harley says you're looking a bit rough there, AJ. What's up?
Yeah, cheeky bugger. That's what's coming from him, calling the kettle black, eh? South Islander boys, eh? They breed a little bit different down there, those buggers.
Oh, it's that spongy thing they got going on. You know how it goes down there, the old sponge. Hey, Alan, mate, just go through the team. I know was all over the social media this morning. The team got released for the Rebels for obviously the defense of this title, mate. You got the team names in front of you. You just want to yell them out to us?
Yeah, obviously got the same 5 cars as last year. Unfortunately, with the circumstances, we couldn't finish off the job last year, and so we decided to go with the same team. Obviously, of 7R, Meg Rubney, Brent Stewart, 9R, myself, AJ, and Dale Stewart there. And Damien Orr's been good. He's put his hand up this year, and he's been going well in his car. So he's jumped in at 6th driver.
Yeah. Oh, Meg was putting in the old bumper. He wasn't shy to use that at the 240, so his intentions are well known, and it was just good to see.
Yeah, he had a bloody good weekend. He was in my red group on Friday, and he smoked us all. So, and I think a few unfortunate things on Saturday, and didn't quite go as good. But no, he had a good weekend.
Yeah, mate. AJ, mate, what do we got here from Zaidan Murray? AJ, you still rolling on the dial-up out there, brother?
No, I got this bloody Elon Musk Starlink put in, eh? So, we're a bit fancy out on the farm now, but I don't know how to drive it. So, yeah, hopefully we can drive.
Hey, what is it like, AJ, I'll ask you first, because you haven't done a lot of lap time, this season, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you're right, mate. Like I think we've only literally done maybe 2 or 3 meetings. A lot of it was obviously weather dependent, and that kind of cut us short in that respect. So hasn't the most ideal lead up as in cutting laps for myself. and then obviously going over to Singapore, we had this trip booked with the family for quite a while. So it was just kind of one of those things. But I mean, we've got our shakedown this Friday night in the Valley with there's a club night, but we always do a shakedown with the team, and we go and cut a few laps to make sure all our cars are sweet. So hey, I might jump in the other 3 normal races they're doing with the supers just to get a couple of that laps. But yeah, no, we'll go over our car. Our car's 150% ready to go, and we've been there before and know the expectation of Palmy teams and what it takes to compete. So, yeah, we'll be ready come Waitangi weekend for sure.
Yeah, did it cross your mind, though, thinking about, it's a team effort. You wanted to be there, obviously, with the team. It's the defence as well. It means so much to you. And did it ever cross your mind, though, because you hadn't had much seat time and thinking, geez, do I want to throw myself on there? Do I think I'm underdone at the moment? But I know you got the shakedown you're saying coming up. Did that ever cross your mind, or you just 150% focus? I need to be there with the team. We can do it, and I'm going to help the brothers out.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like Alan, a bit of what? Sorry.
Bit of muscle memory. It's all good, eh?
Yeah. Get a time message or something to listen to body up. But absolutely, like how Alan talked about it, spoke about it before, about that how short last year, and obviously that shook, behind the scenes, we've all got kids now and other responsibilities. After the dust settled, was definitely my mind hunger.
Oh, you're breaking up and down. You better get the family off the Wi-Fi, AJ.
We've got a good group of boys and whatnot with these roosters and whatnot. So yeah, that was it. I might try and get on my laptop and jump on my phone, but no.
Yeah. Are you on a phone or laptop there, AJ?
Hold on.
Yeah, hook onto your phone, mate. Jump into your data. I think they're the old bloody flash setup. You got going on.
We'll talk to. So, Alan, how was the 240s for you, mate? I mean, we got there. It was my first ever 240s in Rotorua this weekend, and mate, I was pumped, and it was exciting, and it was awesome. And I think the only thing that's going to top it for me this year is going to be teams, because nothing else could top what I experienced this weekend. And Stan and Sonia were awesome to myself and Reno, looking after us. And the event was awesome. And to get that track back so quick with the rain, I mean, how'd you enjoy the event, mate?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that sort of racing, getting all the great, good competitors together in one bloody track, and just comparing you to everyone else and seeing how you're going. And obviously, Sonia and Stan always run a really good meeting, and the amount of people in the crowd that got there this weekend was just eye-opening, eh? I couldn't even get a seat in this bank.
Oh, mate, my favourite part was on Saturday when that young fella walked in with I don't know if you saw it, walked in and at turn 1 with a couch on his head, and he had to walk all the way around to turn 3 with it. And as he walked, the crowd cheered and clapped him all the way around. He was right down the bottom, and then it sort of went quiet for a bit, and then the crowd erupted again. He turned and walked with it on his head up the steps to the top and at the back. It was that sort of atmosphere. I mean, that's awesome, isn't it? I mean, to go to an event and you see that in the crowd, that guy must have felt like $1 million walking with that couch, And I just hope we get the atmosphere like that at teams again this year,
Yeah, shit, yeah. There's guys with beanbags and all on the bottom step, and so
lady with a couple
of cockatoos there watching too.
Oh, yes.
Maisie didn't fly away, but yeah, they were there watching. But it's a good atmosphere at Rotorua, eh? It's good, bloody good.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant. It's bloody brilliant. Harley Rob asking another question when Harley jumps in. He's always watching the show. We actually got Harley on in a couple of days, him and Jaden, to talk about the Glen Eagles. Alan, driving the new rig in Palmy or the old girl?
Up in the air at the moment. Still waiting for a motor on the old Faithful at the moment. So see whether that turns up in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, we'll have the new rig at shakedown, try and get that ready to go first. And if the motor turns up, we'll take Old Faithful, but if not, yeah, should be the old one, the new one.
The new one down there, eh? What about yourself, AJ? How's your car looking, mate? How's the old 14R coming along? Looking pretty good?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Sorry about that little technical
Ah, don't worry
difficulties,
about
like
it.
we said before,
It's okay.
out on the sticks. No, 49 sweet. We put a new side rail on it, crush rails and everything before we went over to Singapore, and so virtually she'll prep it for this Friday night and go get 3 or 4 races in, and then she'll be top to bottom ready to go for Waitangi weekend.
Awesome, mate.
Awesome.
Richard Orker and Quasi's watching. Quasi, good to have you on board from over in Australia. And I know he's amped as he's coming back into the country to watch the event as well. From Australia, no doubt there's quite a few flying them back from Australia, let alone all the Poms and Dutch fans that are flying over their teams as well. So they're all rocking back into the country. Big week, obviously. Next week, as you count down to it, don't forget to also watch the Dewtech Motorsport Facebook page. There are some passes to be won on there as well. That's going to be launched today, week. So next Monday, which will be like anniversary weekend for some of us. Make sure you look at the Dewtech page, a chance there to win, obviously, some tickets to go along and be part of the event down there as well. Get Starlink, AJ. Internet issues will be gone. Just
No, that's what I've got. I've hooked up Starlink and everything and tried to use my laptop, but she's no go. So we're using a faithful phone.
Oh, good old faithful phone.
Hey, sorry, kids.
Carry on.
Hey, so do you feel you feeling any pressure again? You guys being the defending champions, does it make any difference to you? You're just going to still just treat it like normal? There's no extra pressure, or what? What's the deal, mate? Alan or AJ, what do you guys could say?
Nah, I don't reckon. Nah, I don't feel any pressure. Just treat it as normal. Another race, and go out there and do the business. Just gotta. I don't really feel
Absolutely. Like, I mean,
that's what we do.
Yeah.
the hype speaks for itself, you know, and like I think we said last year when we were doing the same interviews, you know, the hype and everything speaks for itself, and we've I think we all kind of got cool heads, like we know what we need to do and whatnot, and I think you kind of hype yourself out too much if you kind of get soaked up in the atmosphere too much. We're there to do a job, and once you get settled into that race car and she's green lights, you know, it's kind of she's all go. So I don't we're more looking forward to it than anything,
Teams racing the South, AJ. How long you been doing teams racing, mate?
I think this will be the start of my 4th year. I done a year. I think Ellen had done one before me. I think my first team champs was was it 19 or something? 19, 20, and then we won it in 21, my 3rd year doing it. And then obviously last year was my 4th, but then that one got caught. So yeah, probably 5 technically. 5 years doing it, yeah.
And Alan's just one more. Well, at least you guys ain't been around as long as Robbie. Maybe he was back in the steam engine days, you know, when he had a wood and steel. AJ, mate, you got to give Jason a ring a bit later on when we finished here. Try and sort out your Flash Starlink. Blendy, Brendan's watching. It's good to catch up with Brendan. His wife
I was a bit gutted. I got called in to fix that bloody. Yeah, that's so. At a Superstock, I didn't get to talk to Blendy more. I was at the 240s. I got dragged into actually. It's been 20 years since I worked on a bloody stock car. Got dragged into actually helping old Grendon get his bloody thing up and running. Oh, they even had me on a stick welder during the day. I haven't stick welded anything in 20 years.
You see girls hanging around.
Hey?
Yeah, there were a few. I tell you what, we're still there partying at the end of the bloody night with them.
Oh,
I still hanging around in AJ shit.
Look like Alan welding anyway.
Oh, mate. I was a bit gutted I didn't get to catch up more with Brendan, but that's all right next time. But hey, so how proud do you feel when you get chosen to represent your club? You know, like we haven't really asked everybody. You know, what's that like? You're sitting there, you're waiting, you get named as a team. How proud a moment is it to be named, to be in the team, to go to for you when you get named and you know you're going to Palmy? How does that feel? What's that feeling like? So, hey, I'll go with you first, Alan. What does that feel like, mate? How's it?
I'm always pretty stoked, Like, obviously, we give everyone gives it their all, and we know how hard Sonia and Stan and all the crew back behind the scenes work. So we try hard to represent them the best we can. But I just enjoy teams racing. If teams racing every week, I'd do it all the time. And then just obviously, especially how the Rebels have over the last few years have come together, and we've got a good mateship round, and it's obviously reflects in the results. So it's always a good time, and very proud to be part of the Rebels.
Awesome, mate. AJ, you?
Yeah, much the same as Ellen, mate. Like, I think the Rebels, like everyone, went through phases, and then when I kind of first put my hand up, you know, it was literally because there wasn't probably anyone else there to select from, you know. So obviously after, but you know, with the bunch of crew that we've built a team around now, and now there's more than. You know, there's probably enough to have 2 teams if we really wanted to, you know. So to still be picked to be in that competitive side, the best side to go to Palmy teams, she's a hell of a buzz, you know, and very grateful, and like Ellen said as well, like to race for Sonia and Stan and everyone else that's you know, because Rotorua is a very staunch crowd, and we've got a lot of support whether we're winning or losing, you know. So yeah, no, we're always stoked to put on that Rebels kit. Like Ellen said, we'd do it every weekend if we were able to, you know, bash and crash. It's good fun.
Yeah. And when you think of the caliber of drivers that's in your team as well in the future, you know, and then I'll talk about in a couple of weeks, early February, after teams actually, you got the mini stocks in Paradise, and no doubt there's a few boys and girls out there with the R being represented. That just shows the future of the Rebels is going to be in good hands.
Yeah, definitely. And it showed with that little in-house teams race we had before Christmas, well, just after Christmas. There's a few guys like Kaylin Clark and Ken and all that put their hand up with the Hunter group, and they're all bloody keen to get into it. And that just showed, gave them a glimpse of what it's all going to be like. And so hopefully even next year there's going to be even more names put up, eh?
Awesome. All right, that's cool. Look, we talked a bit about this in the show. Booker brought up about the young guy, the legend that had the couch. Jason just said he's working on editing the 240s for his TikTok. The guy with the couch is a legend. That was a wicked effort. It was actually. And you see it all popping up over the Facebook here, then everywhere. Because the first night, there was 2 of them, him and his mate.
Yeah.
And then he rocked up by himself, and then he just waltzed on.
And his
up
mate
on the
walked in
Saturday.
later with the McDonald's.
It was McDonald's, you know, with the food.
That'd be
You
you.
wonder how
Wouldn't
he
one of
got
you
it in.
guys would be
How did
carrying
he
the
get it
couch, the other one carrying the McDonald's, or what?
How did he even get it in? And I wonder if he even took it with him or if he just left it there for next year.
No.
Single couch or double couch?
It's a big couch. Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. I wish they must have rocked up on a trailer, carried it through the thing, paid it.
It was a big 3-seater. It wasn't a small thing. He had it above his head. He was off. Whoa.
He would have been a dairy farmer. You wouldn't see a truck's mechanical Alan McRobbie carrying a couch, let alone a he had rib bands on. He was a dairy farmer.
You reckon he'd be asleep on it?
Carried it for you.
I thought to myself, we should have just left the bloody thing up there after the Friday night, upside down, turned it over, and just left it up there.
Absolutely. Good on him.
Yeah.
What a rooster.
You got to love things like that at Speedway, don't you? I mean, that just, you know, that sort of sums up the Speedway good meeting, doesn't it? When you got things like that and the crowd getting behind it and everybody enjoying it. I mean, this in 2 weeks' time at teams, I think you get people running around. I mean, years ago there used to be water balloon fights and water balloons going backwards and forwards across. Do you remember that when it was all sorts of fun and water guns and?
Man, I remember as a young rooster. When there used to be the old fly cats, or was it the?
That's right. Yeah.
Topless girls. I reckon you should get a couple of those in the front of your car, Ellen.
You remember that as a young fella? Every other young fella's out the back playing with his mates. AJ sitting there at the fence.
Yeah, I would have been it.
You know what that was? That was Ian King and the Wildcats with the bloody lick skills. That's who that was.
AJ still makes those faces when he sees them.
Oh.
Could have had a water fight in the pits on the weekend. Shit, she was hot.
Oh, mate. The weather was turned on. It was awesome. Yeah, I don't think I'll be missing another 240s, to be honest.
Nah, you won't be. I won't ask you what your superstitious ideas are because
we heard that last year.
And Sonia might bloody tell us off anyway. We're scared of that. So.
Yeah, you don't want to tick Sonia off.
No, we'll leave. We won't ask you anything like that. I do want to.
The girls are getting sorted. They're ready to go.
I remember after Ellen said that last year, and old Jaden Ward said he messaged me afterwards. He's like, "Oh, I know about that Alan McRobbie. Yeah, that's a little bit weird wearing ladies' underwear."
Did the job, Barry. Did the job.
Yeah. Oh, mate. yeah. No, barbecue. That's right. We talked barbecue last time. Aren't you the man on the barbecue, AJ?
Oh no, to whoop up a fair bit of ribs, mate. Whenever you're up these ways, you call it at the farm. I'll cook you up a big bloody meal. That's for sure.
I went through Rotorua on the weekend. Actually, they detoured us through, and I thought, should I haven't been through here in bloody 20 years, and nothing had changed.
Nah, she's still the same, mate. Just cows, and yeah, that's about it, mate, around here. So, but yeah, just a little bloody side hobby of mine that I enjoy. Probably not that good for the old waist or the hips, but she gets a bit of rear weight on those tires at the old tip, so it's all good.
You let the barbecue down there with you guys with the Rebels?
Well, I get a bit of jib about it, but it's kind of one of those things. You get a bit too busy, when you're down there. But I mean, hey, I can start surcharging people, $10 for might be a little side hustle down there.
So you got, Alan, you guys will have merch. I noticed at the track during the 240s, there was just so much Rebel merch everywhere in the stores and the kids. The raffles, I think a couple won 2,400 on the second night. I think a lady won maybe 1,800. But you guys just got a whole lot going on behind this team. Not only just you guys, there's the Rascals as well. It just shows, the people that drive the success of Rotorua, especially when it comes to teams or anything they do. It's just everywhere. We just saw it everywhere we walked. Here was Booker looking for a World 240s t-shirt. We couldn't find one, but there's just so much Rebels Championship t-shirts. There's just so much going on, mate. It's just huge, eh?
Yeah, it's bloody good. It's good to see all the support out there, and obviously it's going to be much the same at down there. They'll have the fan van there and much of the same apparel, and I don't think it's changed too much. Maybe added a few sponsors here and there, but there'll definitely be plenty to go around, and obviously it's good to see the whole crowd dressed in red and black and white and going hard for the Rebels.
Mine is...
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody, yeah.
Looks like you ran a quick change for the interview, eh?
What's up with that, eh? Of all nights, you could have wore it when we got the Hawkeyes on bloody Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to start early, mate. You're lucky I don't start singing. Hey, listen, we just had, sorry to interrupt, we just had Brendan put up Palar Games. That's who does your Teams Racing phone game, and that has just put up $100 Pack and Save voucher for both those packs, kids, because it's a great cause. So that's awesome. So we just had another person add to our let me bring it up now. I'm having to add stuff all night. I don't know if you heard, guys, we're doing a big raffle for a couple of causes, and all the teams have been getting behind it, and it's awesome. And people are just keep offering us more stuff to add to these packs. So I hope whoever wins and donates to puts the biggest bid in is going to have a hell of a pack.
So it's a couple of auctions. Auction one is going to the Paudridge family. We lost Peter, obviously, Go Slideways, who's just done so much. He's been an awesome supporter. He also supported Blendy, actually, and helped him out with the development and the promotion of his game. So that money from auction one is going to the Paudridge family. And then, of course, Thomas later said he wants the other auction to go to New Zealand Cancer Society. So many people have just been generous and, dug in deep and given us so much. So thanks there, Brendan. Blending, and what do you guys say? Some Rebel shirts. Yeah, cool. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I when we tuned in before, I heard Tyson and Buddy talking about all that carry on. But yeah, absolutely, the Rebels will get behind that, and we'll chuck in a couple of maybe those championship hoodies or t-shirts, or we'll be in touch with you guys, and then we'll be more than happy to help with that cause.
Cool, mate. Just let me know, mate, and we'll add you to it. It's awesome. I love it, and we always talk about our Speedway family and everything, don't we? And the Speedway family rallied last year, of course, but this as well. People it just started off an interview with the guys the other week, and it's just it's so great to see so many people getting behind. When it's a great cause, it's a great cause, isn't it? So that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure, mate.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. It's the Speedway community and whole around New Zealand, the Speedway family. They all stick together and get behind each other.
Yeah, 100%. And and what I like about it the most is the bullshit goes out the window when it comes out, doesn't it? There's no that team sucks or that. It's just like, okay, let's do it. And I love that, and I just think it's great.
Absolutely. And for causes like that, I think everything like that kind of goes out the window, Like for our small, well, not so small community anymore. It's such a big motorsport community within New Zealand, and when stuff like that happens, I think everyone's differences go out the road and the moral right thing to do, and you do the right thing, you know. So it's it's quite cool when all stuff like that comes together.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. The reality of it, we've all been touched and had someone we've lost to cancer, you know. We all know that. We've been in amongst it. A lot of families as such, you know. What Māori Goodly got here soon. Booker will wear a Busters shirt too. Oh, here we go.
I got it there. It's going to be on one of the shows. I'm going to wear the Busters shirt. Yeah. Well, you know.
That's another rag.
And I'll put my Pollux one, my new Pollux one on too, kids, you know. Like,
He obviously hasn't bought a Rebels one yet. He's
well, you know, it's you never know. Could be on the cut. See, the thing is, you got to remember, 12 months ago I was 5XL, so it was hard to get shirts. You know, in 12 months I've got myself down to a 3XL. So, you know, I'm getting there. I can buy shirts again.
You're coming back into the game.
Yeah, mate. So this teams, I might be around buying every team shirt.
we'll make you a 3XL, mate. Make you a 4 just in case.
Just for that bloody thing, I'll come and buy a championship shirt and I'll run around in the scrutineering wearing it just to show you guys out there, because you guys are the defenders, you know,
Yes.
and that's what it's about. So yeah, man, I'm hearty to wear that around and rock it around for you guys. And that's my little chat away. Why not?
That's
Why
the
not?
spirit.
Because you guys deserve everything, and while you are the defending champ, you know, the fun we've had here on the show tonight, the generosity, what you're giving towards the cause we got on the 22nd of Feb, just have a bit of laughter, a bit of banter, you know, and that's what this is about. That's why we do the show. And over the next 4 days, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's all about the build-up to the big event, the Enzed New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs down there in Palmy. So, mate, we just love it, eh? We just love it.
100%.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's important too, man. Like, you know, that the sport we do is serious, and we obviously take it very serious, but I mean, you still got to be a good bugger at the end of the day, and have a laugh. That's what it's all about. And never take things too seriously, you know, and have a laugh about it. And then we're all mates and have a beer afterwards. So, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, you know, we do appreciate your time taking out to join us, and hope things will go well with your bit of a shakedown in your cars, and you get some lap time there, AJ, and just got into the country, Alan. I know you're busy, mate, and you were going pretty damn good, actually. I was watching you at 240s, and then little things happen there and there, but that's motorsport, you know. You move on to the next big event in 2 weeks as Palmy Teams as defending champs. Mate, awesome, mate. Up the Carl Carpendale.
That's the one.
Up the Rebels, eh? Up the Rebels, eh? Up the Rebels.
Might have to have a bit of teams practice this weekend and just wind Ellen off and give him a hot dog first lap, maybe get me back into it.
The back bumper's there, eh? Everyone gets stuck on the back bumper.
Hey, just a quick shout out from the both of you, especially Alan, the crews, mate. They put all the work in, your sponsors and families. Obviously, you got to recognise all of them, especially build up the teams. You know, you got everyone working on behind the scenes there.
Yeah, obviously, it's not just the drivers that do the work. I said that in our little drivers chat the other day. It takes a whole lot of people to put this together, and management and crews and everyone working on the car through the night. And I know my old man, he's working on my car every night and tinkering away. But and then obviously, it's obviously got the financial part of it. All our sponsors, who we got here, HTE. I got them. Machinery specialist, obviously, Rob Myers and down there helps us out with the use of his workshop. Classic Builders, Aspect Group, King Signs. He'll be going hard on Friday, riding all the cars again. TWS, obviously support from Rotorua Stockcar Club, Sportsweb, Stitch and Print for the old race suits, Vasey Engineering, Warehouse, Drift Carts, and Ocean Ford have just come on, and then obviously probably a few more that I've missed out, but it's greatly appreciated by all the boys and all the crew, and it's awesome.
Awesome.
And your crew be into it too as well, AJ. You know, they do all the hard work behind the scenes as well, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like, obviously, my old man's a big factor in our camp, obviously, but obviously he runs manager as well, so he's kind of busy doing kind of that side of the admin. But I got my crew that come with me most weekends that are coming down. the crew that have done it before, Shane Nicholson and Lance Ellsworth, David Ellsworth helps us. One of my good mates, Mackie Jones, he's been a champ these last 2 years, comes to every meeting, hands down. And then one of our other mates, Steen. So yeah, there'll be a couple of boys down there. But I mean, within our camp, we're all very, very good mates. Even all the crew, they're all engineers. So it's virtually whoever's got the damage or work needs done, they just hop around. So yeah, we're really lucky with the support we have. It's certainly a big camp, and us drivers, we appreciate it with all our hearts. So it's yeah, it's bloody magic. Good camp to be a part of.
Yeah, hard at 100%. Norm's just asked a quick question in the chat here in regards to Alan's new gorge. What's the history around that? I think Scotty Honeybones pretty well answered it for him. X19C, X913C gorge. Does that sound right, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Being asked, answered there. Hey guys, I do appreciate your time. Good luck and safe travels down to Palmerston with all your fans, the family, the crew, and defending champs. You'll just take it as it comes, and we'll see you down at the scrutineering at the square. So if no one caught the start of the show, Bruce Robertson confirmed it's all back down at the square, the scrutineering, and then we'll head to the racetrack for a couple of big nights of racing. Support class on night 2 are the sidecars, and that's a lot of Superstock racing to get through. The draw itself will be announced this coming weekend
Saturday.
at Miami.
Saturday night, Miami. Yep, the draw.
Night, so through Kiwi Motorsport, they will make the announcement there because the British team's down there taking on the Hawkeyes. Craig Booker's Hawkeyes team. So it'll be all good, mate. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Don't forget to ring Jason, AJ. You got to ring him up, sort it out.
He'll help you out. He runs it, you see. Yeah. So, hey, good luck, guys, and we'll look forward to catching up at teams too, eh?
We'll come down and have a bit of a chat. We'll come down with the mic and catch up with the Rooster guys and have a bit of a chat there. And I'll put their bloody champion shirt on, mate. I'll get it out there.
Right here. We'll give you one for free.
No, I'll buy it, bro. That's all good.
I appreciate all your work, boys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for the donation. Thanks for the donation, eh? Thank you very much for that as well.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you. Woo! That brings us to a wrap of night 1 of a massive week this week. Earlier on in the show, 7 o'clock start time every single night. Bruce Robertson and Shane Dewar, Dewtech Enzed, been associated with this big event for 20 plus years. Bruce Robinson, well, what can you say about him? He explained everything you needed to know how that was going to work as well. Over the next few nights, stay around for fans of the Busters, Mustangs, and the All-Stars. That is tomorrow night, the Bay Park Busters at 7.
I have confirmed. I have confirmation.
Mustangs at 7:30.
Sorry.
And then we'll have the Auckland All-Stars at 8 o'clock. So just get that noted down at this stage. Booker, you've got confirmed the Mustangs?
I have. I'm not going to release any Mustang names because it's not been released, but I can confirm, yes, we've got some Mustangs coming. I have been messaged, and yeah. And awesome. I think people need to look out for that announcement because it's pretty cool.
All right. Okay. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, we'll have the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes team as well. There'll be a bit of an update in regards to that. Wellington Wildcats will join us at 7:30. The Suck It Up Glen Eagles will wrap up that night on Wednesday at around 8 o'clock. That will be Jaden and Harley. Then on Thursday night, 7 o'clock, we'll catch up with the Kings. We're going to be having a chat with a couple of those drivers as well. So look forward to that. We do have the Lions, Kura, Frankie and Charlie. They'll be joining us on Thursday. And then the Panthers, that will be named as well. We haven't confirmed any drivers there, but once that's named, they'll be joining us. I can tell you, and I can say now they'll be joining us. Friday, we've got the Giants, the Gisborne Giants, Stratford Scrappers, and then the last team to join us to wrap up this whole week will be the Wanganui Warriors. Have got a new look design as well. So most of these teams have been named. The Giants got named today. Also today I saw the Rebels get named as well. So quite a few of the teams have been named. The All-Stars have been named. I think I saw Sheldon's name in there as the 6th driver. So a lot of these teams have been named. The Wellington team's been named. Well, we all know the Lions team. But yeah, we just look forward to it. And I hope everyone that's joined us on the show appreciate what we do for the love and passion that we have for Speedway and motorsports in general, because that's what our show is based on. It's not just predominantly Speedways. It has been over the last few weeks. We're going to cover motorsports because we catch up with so many people from different classes. We're also going to talk to a few big names in the motorsport world as well on the tarmac. So that'll come up in the future. But at the moment, At the moment, it's all about the NZ New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs to build up to the event over Waitangi weekend.
Absolutely, mate. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, 7 o'clock start tomorrow night, people. So book that spot, get your dinner cooked, get the kids in bed, and or get the kids watching because we're a family show. And thanks to everyone that joined us tonight. Thanks for your questions. We'll see you tomorrow night.
7 o'clock.
7
Take care,
o'clock.
everyone.
Thank you.
And, look after yourself. See you tomorrow. See you.
Y'all don't really want it like here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like double L. I said so. I keep the bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it. I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bed, pop up my phone with your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical. Man, no subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, look, mama claims she want a slow job. Not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, diggy gutter when he know he's off his butter. He ain't